Hello, hello, hello. It's that time of the week again, and welcome to the Frogcast. Here with Eat That Frog and the Youth Hub. My name is Steve.
I'm Andreas.
And we're part of the Youth Hub. And today we have a very special guest here, one of our amazing colleagues, the lovely Bex. Bex, how you doing?
Hello everyone, I'm Bex and I work on the wellbeing contract. How are you all?
Nice one. Welcome, Bex. Welcome back to the Frogcast. This is episode 2, mate, isn't it? So we had a good time last week, didn't we?
Yeah, it's a good start. We've got, what was it? Did you say 25 views already?
We got 25 views already, which might not seem a lot, but I mean, literally, with small things, small things and all that kind of thing. Everything comes, in small steps, as they say. But we're going to talk about something really special today, mate, aren't we? Because you love your pet.
Yeah.
I love my pets. Well, I love my pets when I had them, and you've got a pet, haven't you, Bex?
Yeah, well, I've got Crazy Labrador, yeah.
Crazy Labrador. Oh, do you want to talk about your Crazy Labrador?
Yeah. Can I tell a joke first?
Go for it.
You can decide if this is a good joke or a bad joke. So what kind of car does a dog drive?
Don't know. What kind of car does a dog drive?
A Ferrari. A Ferrari.
A Ferrari.
Sorry, you decide, good or bad. Let us know, actually.
Let us know, yes, absolutely, in the comments. If you listen to this episode, in the comments, let us know about the joke.
Or if you've got a better pet joke, which I'm sure you have, that's better than that.
And link in the comments below. Okay, so Bex, tell us about your Labrador.
So we've got a yellow Labrador that's got a hint of red going through it and a big white streak on her back. She's called Zell. And she is nuts.
She is nuts. So she's got that typical Crazy Labrador energy, yeah?
Yeah, she has got a lot of energy. If any of you have got Labradors, you've got to give them plenty of exercise. And obviously it's been quite hot, so that's been quite challenging. So you've got to keep her mentally on the go.
Absolutely.
But she's lovely as well. And she'd only ever kind of lick anyone to death rather than bite them.
That's kind of like Bailey Boy. I used to have a Labrador. Bailey, he now lives with my sister, who does an amazing job looking after him, and he's he's got that Crazy Labrador energy, and he's it's the heat's tough, isn't it, for dogs, isn't it?
Yeah, because their coat's a bit thicker as well. It's not like they can take it off, so keep your dogs brushed. How
do you think dog pets cope during hot weather?
First of all, my dog, so mine is a lurcher. So she's actually a rescue. We rescued her a couple of years ago when she was 1.5. She's now almost 4. And when we first got her, we actually did a DNA test. So she's got, I think it's like 65% greyhound. And then there's some other small percentages of a bit of Staffy, a bit of Pitbull, Whippet, and Saluki. So,
oh wow!
So the
what's a Saluki?
What is a Saluki?
Basically a greyhound, but a lot skinnier, but with floppy ears.
All right.
Okay. Again, agile and fast like greyhounds, but they're a little bit more skinny and less muscly, so they're more agile. They famously get into like holes when they go hunting. And they've got very cute little floppy ears, which is kind of distinguished. Different from like a greyhound, for example.
I think we need to have a race at Old Way Mansion.
We do, absolutely. Yeah. Sounds good.
I think mine's got very poor recall still, so she's still learning recall. So if I let mine off the lead, she runs straight in a line and goes away. So
she might end up in Dartmoor.
Well, that's why we never let her off. So with the heat, she's been struggling so much. So you can just tell that she's so much more tired, panting a lot. Of course, we've adapted walks, so we've done early walks before the sun even comes out. So like before work, 6 a.m. starts, and then when it's been very hot, even in the nights, we've done either no walks at night or a late 10 p.m. walk, for example, just to get her out for a little bit, just to release.
I think there's a saying in there saying missing a dog walk is not going to kill them, whereas if you take them out in 30 degrees, you could. Yeah. So find something around the house to do with them instead.
But it is amazing. It's amazing the amount of people that do still take them out, isn't it? You know what I mean? In the hot weather, you know what I mean? Because I've seen that, you know, and we've all seen that, you know.
We put out water outside.
We do.
That frog and Torquay.
Yeah,
we do, absolutely.
So if there are any dogs being dragged around, we've tried to help them. So if your family have got a shop, or you've outside your house, leave a bowl of water in this weather out for dogs.
On that note, actually, I know, of course, you know, it's not ideal, is it, to actually walk dogs?
Definitely not
in this heat. I have actually got a friend that lives in Bristol. Actually, they've got a dog. They received quite a lot of. They live in a flat.
Okay.
And obviously at lunchtime it needed a wee, so they have to take them outside. Apparently they were out for just a couple of minutes, just for a quick wee, and a lunchtime poop. They got someone walking by, gave them a bit of abuse and said, "Oh, you shouldn't be walking your dog in this heat."
Oh wow!
And they're a couple, and they said, "Well, she needed a wee. You know, we live in a flat, she needs to go outside for a bit." And they planned, because of the heat, just to do a quick little 2-minute in the little front area of the flats. And I think it's also important to understand, isn't it, before we judge people, to understand
absolutely,
circumstances.
Yeah.
We met also recently someone down here in Torquay that's on holiday, and they said that their camper van is actually hotter than outside.
It's always important to remember that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of like sometimes it can be sort of like hot. It can be hotter inside than outside sometimes.
So I think before we judge people and we criticise, I think it's important to sort of maybe step back a bit and maybe think why there might be. Maybe there is a reason.
Absolutely.
So I think quite a lot of negativity around it.
There is. Definitely.
I think it's important, isn't it, to understand that, and maybe there is a reason why they're out.
That's
and
true.
I don't think a minute outside will cause them harm if they needed just a quick wee.
There's a difference taking them on a long slog, isn't there? You know what I mean? And sort of like you're taking them on a really long route march than sort of like taking them out maybe for a few minutes. And I think, you know, I think everybody, like you say, before we judge, everybody is quick to say, jump and say, because we had some really hot weather just recently, haven't we? Everybody is quick to become a dog walking expert. You know what I mean? So there could be a reason, you know, why that is the case, you know, sort of thing.
Well, Labrador actually went to sit in the sun, so we'd kept her in the shade, and you know, and then she just walked out onto the deck into the sun for 20 minutes, came back in panting, but she chose to go to sit in the sun. So dogs are kind of from the wild originally, aren't they?
They are.
So they are used to it. So yeah, you know your dog, just or cat actually.
Absolutely, because you might have a cat.
You mentioned actually about dog being wild, and you mentioned about that. There's so many things in there that when you've got a dog that you see, you think, you question, so why is he doing that? But then there's a few things I've actually researched, and they're so funny because a lot of things are from the wild.
The natural instinct.
So when they funny one is when you're like sat in the loo.
You don't have to picture that.
Don't picture that. It's all good.
Don't imagine that. But I don't know about if your dogs do that, but ours or mine comes up to me and turns around and faces away from me.
Okay.
They know that when you're
vulnerable,
when you're doing your business, you are vulnerable. So they look around to protect you from anything that might be a threat.
That's true.
Which is. They've obviously, you don't teach them that, but that's from their instinct from when they were wild.
That's their natural instincts, absolutely.
Do you know any other thing that your dogs do that are kind of like wild?
No, but she does that with my husband. I think he finds it soothing. Anyway, we don't. This is probably going to be edited.
It will, yes. So, are you more of a dog person or are you more of a cat person? I think I know the answer with you both, but I'm gonna.
I grew up with cats, so my husband always grew up with dogs, so I didn't really know much about, you know, looking after dogs. So it was, so cats growing up, but dogs now. I think dogs do more.
Dogs do more, don't they? What about you, mate?
Again, I grew up with both dogs and cats in my family home. Now, obviously, my first pet alone is a dog. I have... Since having a dog, my dog absolutely hates cats. And since having a dog that reacts to cats, I've started to actually not appreciate cats. They sit. My neighbour's cats.
They tease
do.
dogs.
They sit on the fence and they can see my dog indoors going absolutely nuts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they're just there saying, "Yeah, I can see you going nuts. I'm not going to move though. I'm enjoying this."
Oh, but yeah. Bailey goes nuts at cats as well, you know what I mean? Any time sort of like he sees a cat, I had him when he was younger, and it's literally sort of like anytime he saw a cat, that natural instinct to just sort of like pounce and just, just yap, go crazy at him. And he hasn't changed, to be fair, you know what I mean? So we've had a cat just recently who's kind of like adopted us. We've affectionately named him Tabs, and just suddenly just randomly came over one day, and he's never been able to get rid of him, you know what I mean? And I've always been a dog person, but I must admit, sort of like he's the most affectionate, cute little thing that you couldn't help but fall in love with him, you know what I mean? Even if you weren't a cat lover, Tabs is, such an affectionate little thing. So,
did you name that?
I affectionately named him Tabs.
The stolen cat.
Yeah, no, don't say that. Yeah.
But you should let us know, cat or dog.
Cat or dog.
What's your preference?
Cat or dog? Yeah. So, what is your favourite memory of a pet you have owned?
I've got. I remember. So we lived. I grew up in Greece. And my parents, or my dogs knew. We had 2 dogs who were outdoor dogs, and my dogs knew the engine's sound of our parents' car.
Yeah.
So when they were coming up the lane, far away, you couldn't see the car, but they just knew. So they'd run down all the way to the lane and welcome them, and they'd only do that when they could hear my parents' car drive up. It's quite a cute.
Zell definitely knows my car as well. Yeah.
What's your favourite memory, Bex?
We had a lovely white cat when I remember being about 4 or 5, and it was a beautiful pure white cat called Chuckles. So I guess my brother was a couple of years younger than me, so I think Chuckles was my first official brother.
Chuckles, nice. So I mean, what's the funniest thing a pet has ever done? Alright, because they are quite funny, aren't they? They do have their funny little, traits. They do have their funny little things that they do.
Yeah, with Zell, my Labrador, when she's got like a wet head or anything, she just will try and dry it on your leg. That's literally anyone's leg. And then if people come around our house, if they're wearing kind of black trousers, she's fluffy, she's like yellow hair and then wet. They just leave completely covered in fur. But I don't know, the more you say, don't, Zell, stop, she'll just do it more, so she'll constantly try and dry her head on everyone else.
Fair play. So, I mean, let's talk dream pet. Okay, if money and space was no issue.
Space.
Okay, and money and space was no issue, what would your dream pet be?
Mine's a bit boring. I think I like those cats that look like tigers, but not a tiger. So it is a cat, but it's got like
big fluffy cats.
Yeah.
Big fluffy cats, yeah.
No, I don't know if it's fluffy. It's like I think they're called Bengal tigers. Not those cats that've got no hair.
Oh.
Sorry if anyone out there's got a cat with no hair, but I don't understand the trend for cats with no hair.
Cats with no hair? No, that's right.
This one has got
in this heat,
but it's like a tiger, yeah.
In the heat, they'd be all right. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want a bald cat. I want a tiger-looking cat.
A tiger-looking cat. Okay, fair enough. And what about you, Andreas?
Do you know what? I think I'm a dog person. I think I'd stick to a dog. I know. My girlfriend, and big shout out to Chloe. I think I know she would definitely choose a giraffe. She's
a giraffe, okay.
Giraffe. That's everything she has is she's got a giraffe dressing gown, slippers.
Fair play.
She's going to love you saying that.
Screen on her phone is giraffes. So so that would be
Some people like elephants, don't they? Because they know the meaning behind it. I think it's quite spiritual, elephant.
There is a spiritual element to it as well. For me, it's got to be. I've got to stick with the dog as well, and it would be a Saint Bernard.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love. Yeah, I love the big dogs. It would be Saint Bernard or a Labrador. You know what I mean? I was always a fan of the film Beethoven when I was a kid, and literally sort of like seeing that Saint Bernard, I was like determined like one day. So that would probably be my dream. I'd stick with the dogs.
It's a great film,
amazing film.
It reminds me actually another film with dog is. Did you watch Lassie?
Did you have Lassie in Greece? Did you?
Yes.
We had Lassie in Wales. Yeah.
Yeah, Lassie is.
It's got a sad ending, doesn't it?
Yeah, the little one as well, Littlest Hobo. So if anyone's under 30 listening to this, you're going to be like, what are they talking about?
Classic theme tune. Just going to say, yeah. Absolutely.
Lassie and the Littlest Hobo.
The Littlest Hobo. Suddenly, I've got the theme tune in my mind now. You know what I mean? So there's a voice. Keeps on calling. Yeah. Another edit. This won't be edited, you know. So it's literally. So this is uncensored this week, you know. So okay. So here's a bit of a deep one. Is there a pet you will always remember, and why?
Well, I guess it's not really a pet, it's more of like what had happened. Family story with my 2 dogs and a cat. So growing up in Greece, we had a bit of outside, quite big space around our house where so our dogs were like in our garden, fenced off, and they were outdoor dogs. And they were rescues, so they used to kind of every now and then they used to argue between them. So my parents get them separately on leads, nice long leads, and their own little hut area. But they would argue between them, and one of them would actually be reactive to cats. And we had
it's a theme there, yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah. So my parents had to have this like little rota. When one dog was off the lead, the other one would be on the lead, and the one that was off the lead that didn't like cats, then the cat would be indoors, and then vice versa. They had to have like a little rota of one dog off, one dog on, cat in. Then when they said that the mixed dog would be fine with the cat, so then the cat can come out. Big complication. But me and my brother used to go around and tease them and say, oh, put one on, put off, and then parents had to go and chase the dogs off the lead and separate them from this, because they never used to bite each other, but they used to
banter
bark at each other's face. So my parents had to go there and like separate them. We were very young, very obviously naive, but yeah, that's probably like a memory I've got of growing up.
Okay.
What about you two?
What about you, Bex?
Mine's a bit gory, so if you're eating, I apologise. But before our lovely dog, we used to have a black cat, Diva, she was called, because my husband's gardener, he was cutting a hedge one day. He found her in a bush as a tiny little kitten, really uncared for. We put some posters up around and no one claimed her. So we ended up keeping her, and that's why she's called Diva, because Ben saved her getting hedge trimmed. But she was lovely and she was always trying to bring us gifts. But the worst gift ever was a pigeon that she sadly had caught. And going up the stairs, it was like a bloodbath of pigeon blood going up the stairs. And I literally thought someone had died in our house. But we did get to it. We did try and save it next door. But they work in a vet's, they came round. But sadly, the pigeon didn't make it. And I've never seen so much blood. I had to go upstairs, and my husband had to do with it, because I'm a vegetarian, so I don't like any animals getting hurt, let alone a pigeon that's been. I mean, the cat, again, we talk about wild, that's a cat's nature, is here's a present, here's a mouse, I was surprised it was a pigeon. She wasn't that big as a cat.
Right.
It was the biggest thing she'd bought. But she was like, this is for you, and we were like,
That's what cats do. Cats do.
They do, yeah.
So again, you shouldn't judge, when you talk about judging, we shouldn't judge our pets for their behaviour either.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
What's yours?
For me, it's got to be, years ago now, we, again, sort of like a cat, sort of when we lived in Brixham, followed my mum everywhere, literally, sort of like, just one day, this random Burmese cat literally sort of was following my mum everywhere. Literally, she went downtown to work, followed her, it suddenly appeared. We phoned the RSPCA, and sort of can we, and then they said sort of don't feed it or anything like that. We didn't. So, but if no one claims them, then sort of then maybe you can sort of adopt him. So no one claimed him. We put flyers out. Yeah. And sort of we affectionately named him Robbie. And yes, Robbie Williams. Yeah. So the title, yeah. So feel. Yeah.
He actually does a cat advert.
He does a cat advert, funnily enough, yeah. And we named him Robbie. And again, sort of like Tabs, the most affectionate little thing that you would ever meet in your life. And we had him for a good sort of like 15 odd years, you know. So and he was fondly remembered. So that's my so should we do a quick fire round?
Yeah.
To finish off? Yeah, absolutely. So quick fire round, all of us. So dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Big dog, small dog?
Big dog.
Big dog. Fish or bird?
Ooh, they're both creepy. Bird. A penguin.
Fish.
Parrot.
There you go.
I like how they.
Funniest pet?
I think dogs are funny.
I do, yeah.
Behaviour.
Do you know what? I'm trying to think. What's the? Are they called something hounds? They look like
sausage dogs.
Basset hounds.
Basset hounds. Yeah,
Basset hounds,
big
yeah.
ones. But they've got. I always find that they've got their skin is bigger than their body.
Yeah.
So they're like just dragging themselves down.
They got
but very cute, of course. But,
they got those
very funny,
massive floppy ears. Yeah. I've got to say dogs as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got to say dogs are the funniest pets. It's without a doubt. Guys, we're going to have a final question. Okay, so what do pets teach us about life, Bex?
To love. No, I think they do, but also responsibility. Yeah. I mean, it is great having a dog, but you are a bit more tied. So when you do decide to have a pet, make sure you're ready for that pet, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, they kind of look, you're their world. That's what they say, isn't it? Absolutely, they might be part of your world, but you are their
world. Yeah, mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So yeah, do your research with pets, find out what works for them, isn't it?
What about you, Andreas?
What you find from them is, for them, it's dedication. So that they're dedicated on it. That's you are, like Beck said, you are everything to them. So they dedicate their life to you. So it's that like dedication and just the focus on you, which is what you can, I guess,
you are their world.
Learn, and you can learn from that, can't you? And you can focus on, if anything, a task, for example, and you can see how that can be something that you can do as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to follow on from both your answers. I mean, ultimately, that pets, they can teach us about life. If you love them, feed them, play with them, train them, they give you 100% loyalty for your life. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I reckon they could teach us all about loyalty. You know what I mean? Because it's literally so simple for them, you know?
And stroking pets is supposed to be actually very good for stress.
It is, yes.
Stroking your dog for 5 minutes is where it's supposed to be very good.
I've seen a classic, famous little reel where there's this cat walking through like a little corridor going towards the lounge, and then underneath the typing says, "Bloody humans, I'm going to help them with their mental health."
I've seen one with dog treats, and it's when you break a treat. My dog does it. If I break a treat in half, it like looks at me like, what the heck? Why are you giving me half? Where's the rest?
Where's the rest?
Yeah. They're not daft.
Yeah. They're not. No. They're so intelligent, aren't they? You know what I mean? So that nearly wraps it up. Bex, have you enjoyed your time with us on the Frogcast?
Yeah, thank you for my first frog. What's it called?
The Frogcast.
Frogcast.
Hey. Awesome.
This would be called Dogcast, shouldn't it?
It should be the Dogcast. Okay. Absolutely. I've had a good time. What about you, mate?
Yeah, I loved it. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you for listening, everybody. Whoever's listened, the one person. I mean, literally, yeah. Thank you for listening, and look forward to seeing you next time on the Frogcast.